Hello, hi gals and guys, this is Merv, once again, Bonsai with Merv, and what I'd like to do is continue with this particular plant. This elm, it was a alata, if you remember, a winged elm that about a month ago it was in the ground and we pulled it out and we cut the roots and then we cut it off and we kept 6 inches, the bottom stump. And I'm sure a lot of you have been thinking, why only the bottom stump? Well, that is the makeup of the plant. That's the stability of the plant. And I maintained one branch. In fact, I maintained 2 branches. Just in case, I thought I cut it a little bit too close for this particular branch, but it has survived very well. Which means this branch, which would have been the necessary tree, is not necessary anymore. So right off the bat, what I want to do is using a concave cutter, this is a concave cutter, and by placing it up against the trunk and cutting as close to the trunk as possible, removing that branch and leaving an indented cut here that as time goes, the cambium layer on this plant, the bark, will grow over that hole and not show that there ever was, just indicate there was nothing there at all. And that's why a good concave cutter is always a necessity to get right into it. And this particular one I really prefer because it's curved. It is not a straight concave cutter like some of them are. Like here is a large one for huge branch, and you notice that that is straight and this one is curved. Okay? So there are differences in your concave cutters. Now, what I'm looking at is all of this new growth in 1 month. That is so incredible. So, using pruning shears, and I do like these, and I don't know if this is a sharp one, but we're going to find out. I have a cluster of branches here, and all I want is one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of the smaller branches and hang on to one larger branch, okay, in this area. That's all I want to do. Now there's a good possibility this branch is not going to be needed or used for the regular bonsai, but just to make sure, I want to make sure that I do have a branch there. Okay? Now, as my eye goes up, I can see more branches, and what I need to do is just trim them off and leave one branch. That's all we need, just one branch in this area. Okay, that's that one. Now, I'm looking at this. This is almost totally opposite, which we do not want. A number 1 and a number 2 branch, totally opposite. So, instead of leaving one, I'm going to take that one off, totally. Okay? I'm going to remove this one. And this was in the back, not necessary. Here are three branches in the back. I'm going to take this one off and this one off. There's a back branch. Coming up to this point, I'm going to eliminate some of these. Oh, this growth has been phenomenal on this. You have to understand that this stump, which really was around 6-7 footer a month ago, because it lost its total 5, maybe 6 feet of foliage and branching, it had to start pushing branches somewhere else. So that's why all of a sudden it started just growing, and that's what you want. Okay? Now, I'm going to take that off. I have a decent number 1 branch, number 2 branch, okay, and we go in tradition. Number 1 branch, the first branch, beginners, just remember that. Number 2, which is the opposite, either left or right, opposite, number 2 branch. The back branch can be either between number 1 and number 2, or it can be above 1 and 2. It's a choice situation, so that's always, you'll always have some kind of choice situations, okay? And then in the meantime, these branches are starting to develop so beautifully. I am not going to do too much to them. However, these long branches, this point in time, I want them to just keep on kicking. I want them to get nice and thick. I want them to thicken up, like something like that, like this one that we cut off. All right? And in order to do that, we've got to allow it to grow now. And this is what's happening. It is in a growth stage, and that's why I'm leaving it in more soil than a standard bonsai pot, because I do want to encourage as much growth as possible. And what we'll do is in another month, we'll show you again what it's doing. And I suggest try something like this. Get it going so that as we're progressing with this, we can progress with your plant also, that you can see what has to be done, when it has to be done, and you never know. You're on your way to forming one of your first real special, what can I say, show plant. Okay? Bonsai, tree in a tray. That's what we're working on. What I'd like you to do is please make sure that you check with us. Go to YouTube, look for Bonsai with Merv, and please subscribe to us. Let us know what you're thinking about. Go to Facebook, look at Bonsai with Merv, and tell us if you like us. And if you have any other feedback, we'd be so interested in knowing. So please, do what you can. Keep us interested so that we can keep you interested, and we will show you how to grow bonsai. Thank you again. This is Bonsai with Merv. Merv saying thanks. Look after you. God bless you. Bye.